Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, Prime Minister Hubert Ingram surveys a multi-million-dollar upgrade at PMH. Also ahead tonight, the PLP's mortgage bailout plan draws lots of feedback. And Prime Minister Ingram addresses infant mortality. All those stories and more straight ahead in the Bahamas tonight.
Covering the islands of the Bahamas, ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm Kishla Adderley. Good afternoon. Topping the news tonight, it was back in November when Prime Minister Hubert Ingram broke ground for construction on the Princess Margaret Hospital's $52 million critical care block. And 4 months later, Mr. Ingram is surveying its progress. As Altov's Munnings reports, the upgrade marks the first phase of the government's plan to extend the hospital for the first time since 1976.
18 recovery beds, 20 intensive care unit rooms, 48 neonatal intensive care beds, a new main entry, and new laboratory facilities. That's what the Princess Margaret Hospital's new critical care block will house once it opens next year. This crucial part of the hospital will also offer doctors, nurses, and other medical staff the space and equipment to deliver the best levels of health care possible.
We have, over the years, been dreaming about having this facility. We are happy it's now able to come to fruition. The World Bank of Canada has been helpful in providing a loan of $55 million towards the project. The total project here is going to cost between $90 and $100 million, and the government will provide funding on top of the loan sum for the completion of the project. We have had the good fortune of having Bahamian professionals engaged in this entire project. And also a Bahamian professional who doesn't live in the Bahamas anymore, whose expertise and the connections we use to connection the project. We've had no difficulty so far. We don't anticipate any, and things are moving quite smoothly.
The 75,000 square foot addition costs $52.3 million to construct and will span 3 levels. As the cement mixes and the blocks are laid, the project's contractors, Cavalier Construction, are also pleased with the progress, although they had to overcome some challenges.
It will be a challenge right the way through to the end, but the biggest challenge that we've had is all the services in the ground to keep the existing hospital running. And we've come across a few challenges there, but so far, so good. We've done well.
We have some challenges with the existing utility companies. We're working through it, and it's a cooperation that's going to be required by all in order to make this project successful.
Public Hospitals Authority Managing Director Herbert Brown told the press that the new critical care block will fit into the organization's overall vision to provide residents nationwide an excellent quality of health care comparable to any leading facility in the world.
The fact that we have many surgeries that we are unable to accommodate in a timely manner, and the fact that we are going to have 6 operating theaters is going to be significant. The fact that we are going to double the ICU capacity from 11 to 20 is significant. The fact that we are going to significantly enhance the neonatal intensive care unit is significant.
Public Hospital Authority officials boast that the construction of the Princess Margaret Hospital's critical care block is the single most largest investment in the hospital's history. Construction on the block is expected to end by June 2013. Altov's Munnings, ZNS News.
Prime Minister Ingram also believes that upgrades to the national healthcare system will play a pivotal role in reducing infant mortality numbers. Mr. Ingram wants to see those numbers decrease to the lower double digits or even single digits if possible.
There was a major retreat from where we had gotten by 2002. Major slippage took place between 2000 and 2007. This is not a political statement. This is a statement of fact. It's horrifying, the neglect which took place in that regard in the 5 years I was out of office. Unbelievably so. Unthinkably so. It is the poor in the society that requires government intervention for public health matters. The wealthy and the well-to-do are able to take care of themselves. And so I've always been concerned about this aspect of public health in the Bahamas.
The Progressive Liberal Party released a 10-point plan today to provide assistance to struggling homeowners. Giovanni Stewart takes a look at the plan and its impact.
The Progressive Liberal Party says it's ready to take action on day one with a 10-point plan to address challenges in the housing sector. The number one strategy, the PLP says it will work with banks and other institutional lenders to agree to a 120-day moratorium on foreclosures. PLP spokesperson on financial matters, Lyndon Nairn, says the moratorium is an essential first step.
The fact of the matter is that 20% of mortgages today are in arrears. So the PLP desires to step right in immediately and to bring relief to people, so that an opportunity is given for the PLP, along with all of the stakeholders, to work out a plan that is in the interest of everyone.
This moratorium would allow for the appropriate consultation to take place within the financial sector and with the central bank. The party says it would obtain the agreement of banks to write off 100% of the unpaid interest and fees for those mortgages facing foreclosure.
The fact of the matter is that banks would have reserved against these unpaid interests and fees already. So by writing them off, there will not be an immediate financial impact on the banks whatsoever. But what it does for the mortgagers, it puts them in a position that they were in at the time or prior to their loans going into an arrears position. And for future purposes, it enables them to meet their loan obligations a lot more easier than they would otherwise.
The PLP would also actively encourage a reduction in the interest rate on the mortgages in question to prime plus 1%. Further, the PLP plans to encourage banks and other institutional lenders to extend the loan repayment period under defaulting mortgages to the maximum allowed by the financial institution. It is the intention of the PLP to also pass any legislation necessary to ensure that homeowners who have accumulated savings in their pension funds can access those funds for the purpose of saving their homes from foreclosure. Giovanni Stewart, ZNS News.
The PLP's foreclosure plan for struggling homeowners is being criticized by the government. According to Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham, this is another gimmick the PLP can't deliver on. Chairman of the Mortgage Corporation, Senator Dr. Dwayne Sands, weighing in, claims that their poor record of management means that the plan is destined to fail. Our Janaea Noel Ferguson has more.
Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Hubert Ingraham, calls the PLP's plan to address challenges in the housing sector as just another political ploy. The country's leader revealed what his government is doing to tackle the problem.
The FNM will put forward a plan. It'll be a costed plan. It'll be a workable plan. It'll bring relief to many, many people. I think it's a pie in the sky, not workable, and you should talk to the professionals in the business. It's very thoughtlessly done, designed, I suppose, to do what it is done, be catchy. But if I have a house and I've been paying my mortgage, and I can't pay now because I lost my job, and I've got my children in school and the rest of it, etc., and I've been paying for years, I was a good payer. The bank has given me every assistance the bank could give, and the bank now wants to repossess. If the government has a plan that could help me, I might be very happy about that.
And for critics who say the government stood around and did nothing while many lost their homes?
That's not true. That's not true that nothing's done. The banks worked, that is the point. We discussed it with the banks. The banks worked with people. Lots of people got extensions of time, got interest removed, got non-payment of principal, etc. This is now at the end of that process where this still hasn't worked. They still are unable to pay.
Meanwhile, Chairman of the Mortgage Corporation, Dr. Dwayne Sands, picked apart the PLP's plan, claiming it will put homeowners further in debt.
Now they want to add this special assessment. It's a tax. It is going to increase the cost of home ownership for everybody. But they don't say that. What they're basically trying to do is create yet another slush fund to be mismanaged.
The PLP also proposed a 120-day moratorium on foreclosures. Sands feels this won't work either.
If you're going to add 120 days of added forbearance, what good is that going to do for somebody who's already delinquent for 999 days? Do you think if they couldn't solve the problem in 999 days, they're going to be able to solve it in 120 more? I don't think so.
Sands says the government has drafted new legislation to improve the situation that will be presented during their next term in office. Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS News.
BTC opened a new store in downtown Nassau today. A special ceremony is just wrapped up at the new location. Our Altovise Munnings is there. Good night, Alto.
Well, Keishla, BTC has done it again by opening another retail store here in New Providence, and I can tell you, you can find everything you want if you're a postpaid or prepaid customer right here at the gateway of Nassau on Bay and George Streets. Joining me live right now is the CEO of BTC, Jeff Houston. And Mr. Houston, this now means with the opening of this store, 35, 32 down, 3 down, 35, 33 more to go?
Yeah, I'm losing count as well. I don't know how many it is, but we're definitely willing to do at least 35, and I think there's probably another 30 odd to go. But we've set ourselves out in this journey, got another 9 months to crack the rest of them, but certainly by Christmas we expect to get them all open. And by the way, they're not all ours, they're going to be owned by other people. So we've yet to crack that one, get some good entrepreneurs set up, but it's coming.
And I understand that the Bahamians are quite receptive to the new retail store at the mall at Marathon and the retail store in Freeport. What have they been telling you?
Well, you know, I'm very enthusiastic because there's been nothing negative. I think people get excited, they can come in and actually use the phones, they can surf on the phone and try it out before they buy it. I think people love the fact that it's nice and airy and fresh. We haven't got our people hidden behind bulletproof windows. We can touch each other, we can be human. I just think everyone's enjoying it. It just feels good and it feels uniquely Bahamian.
I know that BTC is going to open several other stores throughout the country. What do these retail stores mean for BTC and the Bahamas?
Well, for BTC, it means a new way of doing business, a new way of engaging our customers, but also a new way of demonstrating the products and the services and the capability, and helping people understand, you know, the world has changed, it is changing, and the Bahamas deserves it. And so for the Bahamas, it means, you know, it's having the ability to really see what this technology is doing to our lives in the 21st century, and not trying to figure it out from the internet and not trying to figure it out from what we see on the TV. We can come down here and actually see it in action. And so it's important for the Bahamas to be able to just understand the value of what that brings.
As short as you can answer me, I know that April marks the year that Cable and Wireless had a presence here in the Bahamas. How's it been going so far?
Exciting, roller coaster, up and down, but really, really enjoyable.
Thank you so much, Mr. Houston. That's Jeff Houston, CEO of the Bahamas Telecommunications Company, joining me here live at the opening of the brand new retail store for BTC at Bay and George Streets. The store will officially open tomorrow, and you can get any service you want right here at BTC. Reporting live from Bay and George Streets, I'm Eltaviz Munnings, ZNS News. Back to you, Keishla.
Well, still to come in the Bahamas tonight, a new traffic feature at Arawak Key. We'll give you details coming up.